Hey, are you ready to dive into the world of Godzilla and meet the most epic monsters?
Absolutely ready. What are we talking about?
Today, we'll go through the top 10 monsters from the Godzilla franchise, the 10 strongest and most thrilling kaiju that ever crossed paths with Godzilla.
Oh, this promises to be interesting. Let's see who's at the top.
So, here's our top 10 Godzilla monsters. Let's start with Orga. This creature emerged at the turn of the millennium in Godzilla 2000 Millennium, 1999. Imagine an extraterrestrial mass of millennians combining into a single entity and attempting to absorb Godzilla's DNA. However, thanks to Godzilla's atomic breath, Orga was defeated.
Wow, that's a mind-bending sci-fi story. Who's next?
Next up is Rodan, the giant pteranodon. His story began in 1956 when an irradiated winged dinosaur, along with its mate, wreaked havoc in Japan. Rodan and Godzilla crossed paths in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Initially enemies, Mothra later convinced them to collaborate against King Ghidorah.
Like superheroes teaming up. Cool. Who's next?
Taking the 8th spot is Gigan, a kind of Joker in the Godzilla world. Debuted in Godzilla vs. Gigan, 1972, this mutant lizard with metallic hooks for hands, a circular saw in its abdomen, and a cycloptic laser eye truly caused chaos and turned Godzilla into a meat grinder.
What an eccentric character. Who's up next?
7th place goes to Mechagodzilla. Introduced in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 1974, this half-machine, half-monster became Godzilla's serious competitor. Later, it was introduced as a secret weapon of the Japanese government, piloted by humans. By the early 2000s, Mechagodzilla was reimagined as a cyborg with a metallic body constructed from the bones of the original Godzilla from the 1954 film. Thanks to this, it retained genetic memories of Godzilla and transformed into a full-fledged hero, even acquiring its own name, Kiryu.
Now that's a twist. Who's on the 6th spot?
6th place is occupied by Hedorah, the giant smog monster, who arrived on Earth through a comet in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971. Feeding on Earth's pollution, this kaiju grew in size and spread toxic smog.
An environmental message there. Who's next?
Mothra, the giant goddess moth, takes the 5th spot. Debuted in the series The Fairies and Mothra, 1961, and became Japan's second most popular monster after Godzilla. Their clash occurred in Mothra vs. Godzilla, 1964, when Mothra defended her unhatched egg.
What about King Kong? Is he in the top?
Absolutely, he's in 4th place. The giant gorilla, first appearing in King Kong, 1933, actually inspired the creators of Godzilla. In 1962, Godzilla and King Kong clashed in King Kong vs. Godzilla, where Kong emerged as the apparent victor. This film remains the highest-grossing Godzilla movie in Japan's history.
Incredible! They met again in 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong.
Exactly, and Godzilla seemed to come out on top this time. Although Kong might get a rematch in the upcoming film Godzilla x Kong New Empire, set to be released in 2024.
Wow, I wonder how their relationship will unfold in the next film. But who's next?
In 3rd place, we have Destoroyah. His origin dates back to the first Godzilla film in 1954, and the weapon known as the Oxygen Destroyer, which was used to defeat Godzilla. In Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, 1995, it was revealed that its usage unleashed a colony of mutated crustaceans that, after merging with Godzilla Jr.'s DNA, formed a gigantic monster.
What a twist with the mutated crustaceans! All of Destoroyah's forms shooting a deadly beam that can destroy even some types of metal make it a formidable opponent for Godzilla.
Absolutely. Now in 2nd place, we have Biollante. This monster appeared in Godzilla vs. Biollante, 1989. Created when a scientist combined the cells of his deceased daughter with a rose, later infused with Godzilla's cells, Biollante evolved into one of Godzilla's most dangerous foes.
That's an approach. Human drama, a rose, Godzilla, and that's how a unique monster was created.
Interestingly, it was the result of a story contest for a Godzilla film. The winning concept came from a dentist named Shinichiro Kobayashi, who developed the monster's idea after contemplating the hypothetical death of his daughter.
Incredible! And have we reached the top spot?
Absolutely. At the top of our list is King Ghidorah, a true king. Since its first appearance in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, 1964, it became Godzilla's arch-enemy and a genuine threat to humanity. Ghidorah's design was inspired by the mythological Japanese dragon Yamata no Orochi. With 3 heads and the ability to shoot lightning, King Ghidorah always delivers incredibly thrilling battles.
It's amazing how diverse the Godzilla world is. All these monsters are just a small part of its greatness.
Yes, exactly. I hope there will be more movies and monsters to continue expanding this amazing world. I'm sure there are many more exciting adventures ahead with Godzilla and its incredible adversaries.